What up, guys? It's your good Messiah Jewel. Like a whole 2 years later. Welcome back to my channel. Hold on, hear me out. I'm not giving any explanations because I didn't ask you about what you procrastinate about. Some of you will have cape in a few weeks and you didn't pick up the book yet. But you don't see me asking you about that, so ask me where I've been for the last 2 years, okay? We all procrastinate. It's your business and this is mine, okay? Anyway, so I've been wanting to talk about the ultimatum. Like, I've been wanting to talk about the ultimatum. And even though I may have abandoned the oil, that might be the word that some of you may choose to use, but what I call it is fatherly love. No, but anyway. So I've been wanting to talk about the ultimatum, and I was thinking, like, what, like, how do I get the platform to, like, break this down in commentary? And I was like, oop, you have a YouTube channel, so let's just hop on there because this show is a freaking hot mess and I need to get it off my chest. Like, I don't want to get off my chest, I need to get off my chest. And I'm sure every single person who watched it needs to get off their chest too, because there's no way, there's just no way. There's no way. And basically how it goes is 6 couples, right? 6 couples come onto this show because one person administered an ultimatum. And basically, an ultimatum is just when you make somebody choose between, like, losing something or giving you something else. It's like choosing between 2 things. So, for example, well, the example of the show, the ultimatum was marry me or we break up. And there's just like so many things, like, critically wrong with that statement. But I am not a couples therapist, and apparently neither is anybody on the show, so we're just gonna let this racket happen. The racket just gonna run regardless. One person gives the other person the ultimatum, but both of them come onto the show, and they come onto the show and they automatically freaking single. They're single and have to date the other oh my gosh, stay with me because I can't, like, 2 plus 2 can never equal 6. These couples are kind of about to mix and match their couples, so it's not even like on the other shows where they bring random singles on for the people to date. Like, no, these couples dating other couples, so it's like these couples dating other couples. Do you see the problem? They are dating the niggas that this woman just say, I want to marry or I want to break up. Like, I want to marry this man so bad I have him on a whole show. And he gonna date this house name right in front of you. And that's the part. Right in front of you. Because in other shows, when your significant other is dating somebody else, you can't see because they're on the other part of the island and da-da-da-da-da, boop-a-da-bam. These Negroes is living in the same building, dating each other's people. They are living in the same building, dating each other's people and just chilling. They're just vibing. They're having girls' nights talking about each other's niggas. They're having boys' nights talking about your girl and my girl. And I'm like, it could have never be me. It could have never be me. Because it just couldn't. I will never, I put this on my gravestone, never want to marry a nigga so bad that I am asking him to marry me. Or asking him why we not married yet. I will never. Like, what do you have? What do you have? Have you sweat in my rice that I am over here like, I just want to marry you so bad and you're taking so long? Like, what is my dignity? Are you not embarrassed? Not a single couple on the show that I could safely say I love them and I want them to make it through. So if that's what you expected from this commentary, please click out right now. Me and every man Jack on this show have beef, because what the hell was that? This couple, I'm gonna talk about the 2 couples that didn't make it to the show first, because I'll have less things to say because they had like 1 episode there or 2 or something like that. So there's Alexis and Hunter. Guys. So they hop on the show. Alexis gave the ultimatum. So Alexis wants to get married. Hunter not ready to get married. Now, my biggest red flag was when she said how she knew that he was the one. Do we need to dissect that? We don't. We all know what's wrong. Like, we all know, like, who, if you know, you know. If you don't know, I pray for your relationship. So That's the premise of that. So she comes onto the show and she starts to date and she has her eye on Colby and she's like, oh my gosh, Colby is so cute. So you know you have to mix and match with the other couples. You have to date because, oh, I forget to tell you. When you choose a person, the other person, man or girl on the show that you like, you're gonna go in a fake marriage together for the next 3 weeks. The thing you couldn't get from the person who look there's so, oh, this is not helpful. This is not helpful. She had her eye on Kobe because they have to make a decision on, you know, who they're gonna spend the next 3 weeks with. And so she has her eye on this dude. But this dude is not on her. And you know what? I think he would be on her, but it's what Sis say in that first conversation. Like, and I hope I could run this clip because it's hilarious.
Your potential partner.
Finances are like so important to solidify. I have a certain lifestyle that I want to live. Marriage for me is a financial decision and an emotional decision.
So Sis is like, oh my gosh, financial stability. This guy gotta make more money than me. Marriage is a financial decision. And to a certain extent, I understand what she's saying because I wouldn't marry a broke nigga. But at the same time, I don't expect a guy to fund my lifestyle. I mean, obviously in marriage, you'll fund each other's lifestyle. That's a given. But like, just the mere fact that on a first date, you make it a priority to say that. And niggas don't really like that because niggas is broke. Especially the niggas on the show because they can't get married because they're not financially ready. But Kobe was not feeling that. So Kobe was like, yo, hey, well, babes, you're not the one for me, right?
Yeah, we had a good discussion. You know, I don't think I would see a future with you in marriage.
It goes south because then she's like, you're not a good person. This, that, boom, bow, run the clip.
I'm just gonna be real with it. I don't think Colby is like a good person.
So she basically can't take rejection.
His ex and me look the most similar of anyone here, number one. Number two, I'm not under...
Looking at the girlfriend, me looking at her, me looking at the girlfriend, me looking at her like, one of these things is not like the other. Then, so, my boy Hunter, the sim decides to get married to her instead of going through this process because, you see, the thing is, it had to work out like that because nobody wanted her. And you have to couple up and pair up and boom. And she had nobody to boom with, so it's like, who she would have ended up with because Kobe didn't want her and Kobe was the only person that she wanted. So her fiance come save the day. Well, fiance no, because he proposed. And for the life of me, I don't know why, but let's just shake it off and put it there. But you know why I liked Alexis? Because she was messy and she was real about it too. Because here what happens next. And Alexis was the only one willing to call it out, and I feel like she was damn right. So now we have Lauren and Nate. Now the guy gave the ultimatum in this couple, which is unpredictable. It's like, okay, that's different. The dude wants to get married and the woman doesn't, and like, I could relate. But she doesn't want to get married because she doesn't want to have children, and children is a big thing for him. Like, when I say a big thing, like, he wants a family, and he wants a family like no. And so it's like, that's a big, to me, that's a big gap. Like, you're not on the same page, and to me that's a recipe for a disaster. Like, you're not compatible. You don't need to know when to walk away from relationships. You know, when you need to know when to say, we don't want the same things. So she started to fall in love, and she started like Colby, right? And they actually really clicking, and I think it was reaching a point where I think her and Colby probably would have made a nice couple. Maybe, I don't know, because that nigga toxic. But yeah. And at the dinner where you have to choose your person, Nate gets the bright idea right after Hunter proposed. So Hunter just proposed, and this nigga proposed too. And to me, that was so corny because it's like, you're only doing it because he did it, and it just don't look real.
Lauren chooses Colby, and they end up living together for the 3 weeks. I'm shitting my pants. I'm not trying to do anyone up, but
What the fuck?
Thorn?
What the fuck? Wait, what?
About to say who she gonna choose, and then he comes up and he says that, and I'm like, you was afraid this guy was gonna take your chick. You was afraid this guy was gonna take your chick because look at you shaking in your boots. You don't know what to. And just seconds before he wants to marry her, like for eternity till that do us part, he was looking at somebody else like, I'm gonna choose you.
Who's hers? What'd you say?
What? Dog, no. I have serious beef with that entire proposal. It was wrong. It was off. It was wrong. It was off. It was wrong. It was off. So those two couples leave the show because they happily married. So it leaves 4 couples to now mix and match. People choose people. We outside. So the other couples we have is April and Jake. And well, Jake is kind of quiet, soft spoken. I don't really have beef with Jake. I said I had like beef with all the people on the show, but I don't have beef with Jake. So Jake is like, you know, a cool, calm, collected guy. April is the match is strange. He is quiet. She is everything else. She wants to get married and he doesn't because he just came out of the military and he want to live life before he gets tied on with kids because she wants kids like now. Kids and financial responsibilities. You want to travel the world because the thing is, when you're in the military, your life is really and truly not yours for a little while, and you have to take instructions from everybody, and everybody wants you to do something. So I understand, and this is why you just have to let niggas do it when they're ready, because they know when they're ready, and they're not ready for whatever reason, which is valid because it's their decision. Jake chooses, her name is Ray, right? Jake chooses Ree, which is somebody else's girlfriend. We'll get into that couple, but I just wanted to let you all know Jake moves on, well, not moves on, but chooses someone else's girlfriend, and her name is Ree, and she is also sweet sometimes, right? April ends up with Colby by default because I think everybody that she was gonna choose either choose their girlfriend or choose somebody else, and she was there like, so she ended up with Kobe by default, and so the two of them not trying to be in a relationship or not trying to like each other, they just chilling in the same house more or less. Ray and Zay, they're a couple I would never like randomly place together, but apparently, you know, they in love with each other or whatever. And who gave the ultimatum there, boy? Ray. The girl gave the ultimatum. But sometimes I just feel like the guy did, because she can't say what she love about this guy, why she want to be with this guy, why she want to spend eternity with this guy. She can't express her feelings or communicate. So what do you want in a marriage, babe? Because she was like, I'm afraid to get hurt, I don't want to tell you my feelings. I'm afraid to get hurt, I don't want to tell you my feelings, but I want to spend the rest of my life with you and literally give you every single thing about me.
I mean, when it comes to you, I can talk about you forever and tell you exactly how I feel. And when it's you, with you, it's just like super closed off. You know?
Because I'm afraid of being hurt.
But that is, I mean...
You want a ring. All these girls just want, well, not all these girls, but everybody on the show who wants to get married just wants a ring. Because it seems like they're not thinking about like what actual marriage is. Anyways, Shanique and Randall. Randall, I don't hate Randall. I really don't hate Randall. Yeah. I just hate who Randall decided to pick. But anyways, so Randall and Shanique is immature, toxic, can't communicate her feelings, can't express herself, talks too much and never listens in an argument. I just feel like she's so toxic, but she's so gorgeous. She's so gorgeous. I have to give Jack his jacket. I have to. But I don't know. At first I liked her, and then like as the show went along and I saw certain things, I was like, that's ugly. Last but not least, we have Madeline and Colby. Colby toxic, Madeline toxic. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. April goes with Colby by default. They don't really like each other. Madeline ends up with Randall. Randall, babe, are you okay? Because what about this woman is saying life to you? He's like, oh my gosh, this is the woman of my dreams. She's like, oh my gosh, this is everything I want in a guy. Meanwhile, we're watching their progress together, and it's like, there's no moments. There's no moments for me to be like, yes, you're the ones for each other. Anyways, Ray goes with Jake, and that is the only match that makes sense. Their personalities are compatible, and they have a lot in common, and they won't let you forget because they talk about it all the time. Shanique goes with Zay, which, even though that's a very toxic couple, it makes sense. Let me talk about the final decision on how it ended for each new couple, and well, you will obviously know what happened to the original couple based on what the new couple does, right? So April and these names, April and Colby obviously don't want each other, so we don't even have to ask ourselves what happened there. Colby wants this girl Madeline. Now if I could show you all a clip of how he gaslight this girl, kind of cheat on this girl on his show, and it just went south.
For Madeline, and that's exactly what Madeline asked for. I told you about it, I'm ashamed of it, and I moved on from it.
But you didn't tell me that you were having. Chloe,
Okay.
Did you tell me that you were?
Everybody was thinking, well, obviously he's gonna propose in the end because he been saying I'm gonna marry this girl. But you're gonna think, well, Madeline gonna say no, especially because she yapping her mouth about, oh, Randall is everything that I need, dream guy. If I could write this down on a paper, it would be you, it would be you. She said yes, and then pulls up in the reunion preggers. I'm upset. April tries to get back her boy Jake, and that doesn't work out. He doesn't want to, babe. And I was so happy that he didn't want to. Jake wants Ray, but he didn't propose because he stayed true to himself. You see, I think I lie. I like Jake because he came on the show saying he's not ready for marriage. So why would you be proposing to somebody at the end of this? Because let me tell you something about niggas, the with you is always silent. I'm not ready for marriage with you. But he's not that kind of guy. He just really wasn't ready, period. So instead, he proposed that they go on a trip together. Which it just adds up, okay? So Ray says yes to Jake, which means she is no longer with her original guy, which is Z. Because that was toxic. He left a time and then come back till the next day. His new couple was with Shanique, who ended up getting married to Randall, which don't make sense because they couldn't communicate properly for this entire show. So what is your marriage gonna look like, babe? I think in the reunion it ended up that their marriage didn't happen. She didn't even have an engagement ring on at that point. So I just needed to rant about everything that I saw in the show and kind of show some clips that were outrageous to me. This show was outrageous but outrageously entertaining, and if you didn't watch it, I think you should go watch it. Like, no, it's a hot mess, but in the best way possible because it's reality TV. I think if I do continue this channel, it would have to be commentary because I'm done making content that I am not excited about or interested in. And I'm excited about and interested in these shows. So if there's a next show that you would like me to talk about, then you could drop it below. You could drop it in the comments. Maybe I'll post a question sticker on my page, which is Messiah Jewel, and you know, we could probably dissect something else that you've been trying to get off your chest, right? If I continue to post on this channel, it will not be consistently. It will not be on a specific day. I want to do Messiah Mondays on YouTube so bad. So I'm going to aim for it, but I'm not going to promise it because we hate broken promises over here. So this is Messiah Jewel, and I'll see you whenever I see you because guess what? I don't even know when that'll be.